So we could say our good mornings one last time. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all ready for a spectacular trading day. We got some great momentum lately, right? So we had a nice move on Tuesday, stalled a little bit on Wednesday, but it did give us a nice little pullback there. And now we have today. So let's open up our chart here on the ES. Let's start on our daily time frame, mark it down, do our top-down analysis, and find some trade setups. So let's delete some old price levels that we no longer need. That's fine, that's fine. Our open price is now down here. Our previous day high is right here. Our previous day low is right there. I'm going to now mention something, guys, that's pretty huge right now, because now we have a pretty clean trend in the market. And I don't mean trend like, oh, we're bullish. Well, yes, we've been bullish since early April when we reversed. But we're bullish in the sense that the past few trading days, we've been taking out previous day high, taking it out and closing green, taking out previous day high, taking it out, closing green. Even yesterday when price stalled out and gave us a pullback, we ended up closing green on the day, and we did break the previous day high. So that trend is still continuing, and now look at our current candle today. Previous day high broken, and we're currently on a green daily. So that tells me that the trend I'm going to want to look for is possibly to see if I could find some long positions below that previous day high, or even near that opening price. Value tooltips on... What? What's that mean? Value. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so now let's break it down to the 4 hour. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. Happy Thursday. A little bit of an announcement to make. So, as most of you know, I do host a show on Benzinga. It's called Futures Fever. Now, that is sponsored by Apex Trader Funding. Now, hopefully, they gave me the first sign of approval, but I will be hosting my own show on Benzinga on Thursdays, and those are going to be like a midday recap show, so it's going to be really exciting. Hope you guys all join that as well. That'll be very cool. And I'll probably announce that one more time we'll say 20 minutes in. Right now it is 9:05. Market's open in 25 minutes. So let's see if we could find a nice setup. So 4 hour time frame, we're not really seeing anything too clean in our favor. 3 hour, we're looking to see if we have any demand zones. So right now here on the 3 hour time frame, I do see an area where price based and we had some continuation from it. So I'm going to mark this zone out. This is somewhere where I would be interested to see if we could find some long positions. And something else I note is from the previous night, this did hold as support. So this whole area right here was pretty strong for demand. So we're going to mark that out as our demand zone right there on... yes, sir. Yo, you know it, Ozzy. You know it. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's see. So we're going to mark out 3 hour right there. D3 hour, just a zone that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in case markets open and want to pull back and hit this zone. It's only about 19 points away. Very doable on the ES. Something I will note, however, is the strength of this zone isn't really where I want it to be. So it's a 13-point zone, and it is about, the move afterwards is about 26 points. So it is 2-1 on the zone itself. So we will keep an eye on it, and it did take us, this zone took us to a new high right there. So it is still a valid market structure, sort of an order block type of zone. Not as much of a demand zone, but an order block zone, because this is where price ended up basing out before we continued higher. So now we can mark it down to the 2 hour time frame, and we could see that, okay, well, again, looking at these time frames, we're making higher highs, we're making higher lows. YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. We're going live on YouTube today, guys, because I was gone the past few days, and always trying to show some love and share some trades. So let's see. Right now what I'm looking for, guys, is I see here on ES, there was like an hourly supply zone right here, and it's already starting to try to work as demand, right? Look at this hold right here. But I'm not a big fan of this as a supply zone because it didn't work as supply at all. Usually when I see a flip zone, I want to see it at least work as supply once, but also the upper wick on this candle isn't really in my favor. I'd much rather see this long lower wick on the upside for a supply zone. So we're not going to mark this out for, you know what we could do is we could mark it with a light blue, and we could lighten it up. So we know that this is a possible area of interest. So when we have bookmap up and markets are opened, we could take a look at ES and say, okay, well, ES, does it have any passive buyers down there? And that might be, okay, 61.55, 61.55, that's below that zone. So again, not really too sure if I want to be interested in this level. We could check our other time frames, see if there are any other supply zones at this point. And I'm really not seeing much. If anything, I do see one right here where we have our basing here on the 30-minute time frame. We have our sell-off, and then we have some continuation. So again, if anything, this would be our breaker block. We can mark this out with, I call it a box because it's not extended to the right, so I drag it out myself. Say, okay, this might be a point of interest. We also have now a pre-market low at 61.57. We also have a pretty passive buyer at 61.55. Right now at 61.55, if I'm looking at that on Bookmap right here, there's 166 lots for passive buyers. However, this buyer, if I'm looking at the large lot tracker right here on the COB, so guys, look at this is the COB right here, current order book. This white line signals that 166, half of these orders are one trade. So that means 80, at least 80 lots, 83 lots is one trader, whether it's institution, retail, whatever it is. 88 lots is one trader at 61.55. So they could pull that when price gets close, or if it holds and they get filled, I want to see if volume fails to break us lower and we hold 61.55 for longs. Yo, good morning, Kevin. What's going on, man? Good morning, good morning. Ryan, Mike, Kyle, what's up, guys? Good morning, guys. Joel, what's up? What's up? Happy Thursday. How's your trading weeks going so far?
Good morning, man. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Today's a better day. That's all we can ask for sometimes.
That's good. Your mom is recovering from the surgery.
Yeah, thank you. Thank goodness. Yeah, that first day, man, was rough, dude. Thank goodness Marziti coming in clutch there. He's not in here yet, but I'll give him a nice thank you again. But yeah, no, that first
Yeah,
day was rough.
good to have you back, man.
Thank you, guys. Always appreciate you guys. Best community out there is this one right here. Whether it comes to trading support, moral support, everything. Everything. That's what community's about, too. Yo, good morning, A. Marcel. What's up, bro? How's it going? What's up? What's up? Alright, I'm taking a look at gold here, guys. Something I want to point out on gold, and we'll probably go over the volume profile to see this, but let's first mark out that previous day high and low. So what I'm probably going to look for, yup, that level that I just marked out, it's previous day low. I want to see that previous day low get swept and us reverse back bullish. That's what I'm looking for today on gold. We could let's pull up some of our tools. We've got plenty of them, so why not take advantage? Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Which tool do we start with today, guys? Do we start with Edgeful, Market AI, or Benzinga Pro? Or I don't really use Quant Data too much. We'll start with Market AI, check those headlines out, see if anything interesting is coming up. No way, is it gonna make me log in? Okay, good, now it's saved. Pension funds are estimated to sell 56 billion in global equities at the end of the month. Yo, that's huge. That is huge. Yo, check this out, guys. Market AI had an update where you could turn on trader alerts, and it's supposed to show you like how strong and how important it is. Goalsy, if inflation stays in the range of 2% and the uncertainty is resolved, the Fed is on path to lowering rates. That's pretty big. Economists are let's see, that monetary policy. You gotta play with these. Oh, we vote on them. That's interesting. I'm like, how does it know which one is super strong or not? That's trader alerts. Interesting. Okay. Yo, kill it, Kyle. Good job, man. Great job managing your risk. Let's see where we at. Small red days, great job, and huge green days. Dude, this one right here, wild. 47 trades, really taking them scalps, man. Hey, good. Yes, sir, concentrator, man. Always good to be back. Good to be back. All right, let's see. So this is the 4-hour time frame here on gold. Something I will mention is that we are coming into this level, but look at this 4-hour basing candle right here. But what I wanted to note on gold was the volume profile. So let's go to the 30-minute for a second. And we're going to throw that volume profile up there. Monday, Tuesday. Let's go. If we mark it from Sunday, it's most likely going to give us that P pattern. I'm sorry, what is it? B pattern, where it's a bullish pattern, where most volume's down here. Yeah, so it's low volume, most volume. Now, if we drag it up a little bit to where this range we're currently in started, we see that we have low volume to the downside, and every time we step into this green zone down here, anywhere below 33.28, buyers are stepping in, buyers are stepping in. So I want to be patient on gold. I do want to see that we're at the bottom of a range and see if we could find some support to go higher. Now, usually I like to look for, let's see if we could find it. I'll look for like a low volume node somewhere like over here. Is that, so previous day low, I wanted previous day low to be taken out. So if we could go take out that previous day low and look to reverse back higher, I will take this long on gold here. Let's take a look at gold on Bookmap, see if we have any price levels. We do have 33.29 holding pretty strong right there. We'll just wait on that. Alright, let's see. Trump, nothing is taken out of facility at Iran nuclear site. Okay. Iran moved uranium from Fordo before U.S. strikes. Ooh. Of course they moved something. We'll mark that as a fire. Job market break even now back to around 80, 100K per month. Suppose that's how it went yesterday. I don't ever think 100 to draw down the... Nice, man. Yes, sir. All right, let's also check our economic calendar. I believe we had some stuff at 8:30 this morning. We had durable goods and GDP growth. That's the month over month. No, quarter over quarter. I'm sorry. This one was quarter over quarter. How'd that come in? Whoa. Did it flip like that? Yeah? Let's see. 68% of da-da-da. What time is it? Make sure we're watching the market. It is 9:15. Market's open soon. We got 15 minutes. Alright, so this is what I'm looking for on gold. I'm going to add my alert down here. See if we do want to go get filled near these big strong bids down here. 33, 28, 20. I have 27 is where the, what's it called? Those buyers are. What I could also do, guys, is on this 30-minute, we have 14 minutes left. If it gives us a candle like this one where it's got a small red body, long lower wick, I would also consider taking it long. I'm going to be a little patient here. I could also look to see how this 15 wants to close, because if the 15 wants to push back higher, then what we'll do is we'll be creating an order block here on the 5-minute, and that will be my long entry, right? So I'll be able to take a different trade entry at that point. So we'll see how gold wants to play out. And again, I would be trading gold longs because of the market uncertainty we're currently trading with. Let's take a look at oil over here. Here we have oil on the hourly, oil on the 15-minute. Start on our daily time frame over here, and as we have very bearish price action, so I don't know if you guys joined me for Futures Fever yesterday on Benzinga. That is 11:30 a.m. Eastern every Wednesday on Benzinga for Futures Fever. I was going over some market sentiment, and what I was looking at on oil was that, guys, we are still over this major area of support that I had. So this was support, 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 support. We were below it was resistance, resistance, resistance. We're back above it. So I would actually, even though we have sold off, yes, very strong from this big resistance zone up here, we've sold off almost 20%. I would want to see us find some support near 63.30, right? At this point, if we get near 63.30, there's going to be a lot of people flipping their bias from bullish to bearish if they haven't already, and that's what the market likes to look for. It likes to wait for that impatientness that comes from day trading, and that comes from people trying to catch that bottom, and they wait, they're stopped out, people are exhausted, and then it continues in their favor. Let's mark out that previous day low, previous day high. Oil is probably a no trade zone at the moment until I get some better market structure behind it. 6 hour, 4 hour. On the 4 hour right here, we have our basing. We have a rally candle. So I would want to wait to see how the 4 hour closes on oil to see if we want to continue and rally higher. If we don't want to continue and rally higher on oil, there's a better chance we want to stay range bound. Copy trade. Nice. Kyle, man. Killer. Absolute killer, dude. 5 accounts plus his personal. Compounding, compounding. That's what markets are all about. That's what trading's all about. Alright, so I do see a supply zone here on oil. And the way I might use a supply zone might not be as supply, even though we are rejecting it once and now twice. Let's see. Do we have sellers here on oil? Would consider trading this trend on oil if it wants to continue lower. I'd just be really careful when trading something like oil too right now though, because it could pop, it could spike, it could drop, it could do whatever it wants at any point. This is oil on Bookmap right here. We are finding some selling pressure. Let's see if we have any. I was gonna say what's it called? A footprint chart. We'll put that on our 6 p.m. just to see our daily footprint right here. I'm gonna take oil short just one contract off of that little pullback. My entry is 52. Stop loss is 62. 10-tick stop loss. I'm just looking to trade this range here on oil. Want to see if we can range back lower. This is our volume footprint right here. Let's drag it back a little bit to yesterday. Still, that's our range. So again, I'm selling at the highs of the range. I want to look to buy back at the bottom of the range. I'm in just one contract, taking it light on oil. Probably going to be waiting. It is 9:20 right now, so we could probably also wait to see what ES and NQ also want to do as well. Remember, I was looking to see if ES can make its way towards 61.58. Yo, guys, YouTube, make sure you're hitting that like button. I do appreciate it. And we'll see what's going on. What else is going on? Let's see. I'll let you guys know if I stop out of oil. One thing I'm a little concerned about on oil is the volume we had on this green candle right before this candle. So that's why I went light on this trade. Again, stop loss near those 62s. So it already is about 3 ticks away. And that's okay. If it stops me out, that's why we take small trades, right? If we're not 100%, this isn't an A plus setup, we want to start our position lightly so that if it does start showing us some more confirmations and it does become an A plus setup, we're able to add to it. Or if it remains sort of not an A plus setup, it's got weakness, it might not be working out, we know not to add to it, and we just take a very small paper cut on it. I'll let you guys know if anything pops up headline wise. I do like that buyers keep failing at this point on oil, but we do have to be careful. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. Happy Thursday. I almost said happy Friday. 2 steps ahead of myself. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all doing well today. What's up, Uncle Rico, Adrian? What's up, what's up? 100? What's going on, guys? Nevada, Ricardo. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, oil looking like it's getting ready to stop out. I think I'm going to just manually, stopped out of oil right there. We're going to be patient and not trade oil. Yo. What's that?
Yes, good morning.
Yo, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Alright, not looking for oil unless we have like a supply zone up here, which we probably don't with how poor price action has been. 45. Really just looking for any area of resistance. 1 hour. I think I had, what was this one? This one was a 1 hour supply, so we'll be patient. Again, I wasn't a big fan of that. If anything, I'll see if we could break above the 66.03 and retest somewhere in this range to go along. Other than that, we have gold we're waiting for. We have 7 minutes for the 15 to close. I want to see if we could break higher and come retest this order block area. And right now, let's check gold. Right now, gold's starting to pull back, but we'll be patient on it. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Could see, let's check our footprint on gold. Point of control is moving higher. If we could pull back to that point, we could take a look at gold longs. I'm just not a fan that it isn't really coming off of like a supply zone or anything. I think the way I would take this is if we could manage to get into this zone real quick, push into it, and then find some support. I'll take it once we start pushing back higher again, just to make sure that our volume profile or point of control doesn't move lower with price. But I do want to see if we could come re-establish this 33, 34 area. $56 seconds left though in this 5 minutes, so I am going to be a little patient on gold. Oil's chopping around right now, really not something I'd want to get back into. There goes gold with some buying pressure, ES and NQ. Very range bound right now. We're not going to get a real move until markets open. Let's check NQ on the daily time frame, mark out those previous day highs, previous day lows, previous day high, previous day low, open price. So we're bullish on ES and NQ as we have been for the past few days. Yo, good morning, Gene. What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. Market's open in 6 minutes. So right now I'm looking at the NASDAQ, and I want to see if the NASDAQ has any areas of support right now. Now we're in a broken demand zone, I should say, and I want to see if we have used this in the past, but this is actually such an old demand zone that we're going to delete that right away. I will say, however, looking at this other old demand right here, we would trade it into it, did work as a strong key level, then we held it as support. So I might want to see if we could break above this one more time and hold as support. That might be my other trade setup on NQ today. So this would be setup number 2, where I'd look for a break above. This would be setup number 1, where we find support. But either way, I'm not trading this range right now. Take a look at oil right here. See that we created a fair value gap, and the 15 still hasn't closed. So I might be more patient for the 15 to close on gold, because right now, if the 15 flips and goes red, there's no long position entry, and I don't want to be jumping the gun on any trades. So instead, I'm going to be a little patient. We're going to wait it out, see if it does want to give us a good entry. We do have, however, a fair value gap right here, a 5-minute fair value gap. If we look at our volume profile from that area, this is our low volume range. So we could wait and see. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I don't like jumping the gun into trades. If my analysis right here is on the 15 and requires the 15-minute to close for me to be bullish, I don't want to get in while the 15 hasn't closed, because this could flip bearish, and we could watch that right now in real time, see how price reacts.
Crazy market.
Hey, what's up, Jeremy?
What's happening, man? This is definitely a time to be a little more cautious.
A little more passive or cautious right here, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Alright, we're dipping into that fair value gap. We're hitting it for a second. Low volume node, not too much right there. Check our footprint, see what's going on with that. Footprint's been trying to move lower as well. I don't know, man. I would need a fast... I'd need a fast reaction higher for us to hold bullish here.
Yeah.
Only way, and we're not really getting that.
Potential's there, but it's just there's no one's like buying into this yet.
Yeah.
Wait for Das Bell.
Yep, looking good, looking good. Let's wait. We got 2 minutes left. So gold would need to find some buying pressure. If gold found buying pressure, I would trigger a long position at 33, 35, 60 stop loss. Near the low we just made. We'll say 33. Let's see. Now you see that the selling though, they're stepping in stronger, so that's why I don't like jumping the gun. Can't jump the gun on our trades, just be patient. We did just hit this strong low volume node right here though, I will say. Like right there. We see these low volume nodes on gold. But again, we would need the 15 to close bullish. We have a minute and a half left for the 15 to close, and it is not closing bullish right now. Well, it's still closing green if it could hold, but not looking ideal. Minute 14 left. We would need to find buying pressure right for this last minute and 15. And look what happens, guys. Buyers fail. No long positions on gold right here. We are going to wait for that demand zone that we had marked out. And we also want to wait. Remember, guys, our previous trade setup was that pre-market low. Pre-market low and the and that demand zone under previous day low. So let's move this back. Here we go. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. I would want to try to find some longs near the lows on gold. ES and NQ. We could look for some support down here. Looks good. Looks alright. Looks alright.
2 seconds.
Easy 7K today. Alright. Alright, Jay. Jay, you better. You better now. Alright guys, market's open in 15 seconds. Glad we didn't jump in on anything on gold. Something I will point out is look at the volume profile right here. It's given us that B pattern where low volume to the downside, higher volume to the upside. Alright, there's market open. Let's take a look at ES and NQ. We had some resistance on ES up here for pre-market, so we keep an eye on this zone. Some support down here pre-market, so we'll keep an eye on that zone. There's gold with some support, but right now I'm a bit more interested in ES and NQ. Guys, good morning everybody. Hope you're all doing well. YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. Usually like to go live Mondays and Fridays and also Wednesdays for our YouTube community, but wanted to go live today because I know I had to take those past couple days. So wanted to give back a little bit. Appreciate everybody's patience. And yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Let's see. Look at this, guys. Very range bound on ES and NQ. Not looking to take a breakout trade. Don't look for continuation until markets prove that it's time for continuation. Oil also range bound. So right now we're just waiting, guys. Really no point in trying to rush into anything here in the market. We can maybe look to see if we get up to 61.70 and reject on ES. But other than that, I also want to see where was yesterday's price action here, down here. Okay, so yesterday's price action, I want to see 61.60. And look at that, 61.60, 61.55. Those were the two levels from our pre-market plan that I wanted to look at. Nice rejection of this top zone that I had up here on ES. And let's just wait now, let's just wait. Let's see, ES, I'm going to be looking for maybe a buy below VWAP, buy near that 60, hopefully we don't see 55. Now if we're able to break above this range, I'll look for a retest and push higher, so let's see, we do have some good buying pressure. Let's take a look at our equities, weighted index, trying to break above that previous session high, it's sort of struggling at the moment. Apple, Microsoft, see Microsoft above previous day high, Meta, not yet. Tesla not yet, and Nvidia is actually selling off right now, so I'd be careful. The waiting. Alright, let's see. ES is definitely having trouble breaking through to the 61.70 point. VIX is trying to move lower though. There we go, gold trying to drop here too. We wanted to see gold move lower. Look at all these passive buyers sitting down here. Passive buyers sitting at 33.29, 33.27. Now there's another one, 33.25. That's what I want on gold. Especially if ES and NQ are choppy and giving us range-bound price action, then I'm definitely going to be looking for gold. I see. Somewhere over here. What I get an alert on NASDAQ? Oh, okay, NASDAQ with a big dip towards that support level. Can only watch one thing at a time though, so let's see.
Tesla might be looking for reversion here.
Yeah. It's a nice support area on NQ.
Let's see here. Tesla to 342.40.
I want to see if... no, it's not going to give it. I was going to say if I can get filled at 23 on NQ with the stop loss at 13. But I don't think it's going to pull back again to 23. It's right here. This was the retest of 21. Nice hold.
Boing.
Gold getting there.
Yeah. I was very sad when we lost Tom Petty, but
Yeah, me too. I'll never forget where I was when that happened. Oh, wait. Oil. Trying to make its way higher. Not touching oil today. No more oil today. We tried that one small trade. And oil said no. There we go. Gold with a little dip right there. Just be careful that we don't just dip even harder.
I was probably elbows deep in someone's Subaru.
Elbows deep in someone's Subaru. It's fun.
Yeah.
Alright, there's that previous day low break, by the way, on gold, which is what I was looking for reversal-wise. My gold chart's freaking out right now. Oh, it filled me. Okay, apparently I'm in a long on gold here off of this demand zone. I'm not a big fan of it with the selling pressure we have, but I'm going to put my stop loss right below that recent 5-minute low. And look to see if we could hold this point for demand. Again, I'm not a big fan of the entry it just gave me. I think it might want to dip lower one more time. Yeah. So let's just be patient here. See if we get a better valid entry. Some volume coming in. Give me something good. Like this big bid right there that got filled. But you see how a new ask fills right above it? That's a bit of a red flag. So be a little careful. Look at this guy. Sellers are pretty valid on gold right now. ES and NQ trying to move higher. Gold, give me some type of buying pressure, and I will take it. But without a valid big buy bubble or something on gold, it's really going to have trouble trying to reverse at this point. We're below previous day low. We could wait for this 5 to close and see how it wants to close. We could check our footprint as well. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. See where our footprint's currently trading at. We have heavier volume to the downside, so price is being accepted lower at the moment. So we go wait a second. 15-minute just opened as well, which 8 minutes left in that. It could possibly reverse. Big buyer trying to step in there. Take one contract gold here with these buyers in demand, but just be extra careful because again the volatility is very strong on gold over here. So we want to be careful because people are trying to short these lows, so we want to be careful that we pull back and be in longs for that pullback. But let's wait and see. Right now 27, very strong to the downside. Come on, break 27. Break above 27 would be huge. It's really struggling on that 27, man. Need to see that break. Without a break, we're probably going to go down another leg. 129 lots sitting there. 152 lots sitting there. Over half of them is one order. Come on, pull it. Don't get filled. Pull it. Alright, big buyer. Somebody absorbed a lot of those sellers there. Be careful. We might get a reaction. I'm in a long from 33.24.70. Stop loss 33.29.90. 33.22.90. Gold prices, man. I want to see where our footprint is currently trading. I want to make sure volume's starting to pick up here as well. It is. I just need to see this point of control move to to this level right here. 469. We have 485 down here. I need this 469 to flip higher, and this to turn into our black level. There it is, 473. It's struggling, though. Sellers are trying to bring us back one more time. Let's see. Want to see us hold that 24. Get back up. Minute 25 left here. Need to see volume. Pick back up on gold. We had trouble at that 27. They pulled 27. Now it's 28 to the upside. There's that 524 point of control. 473 right here. Negative delta on this current 5 minute. We have 1 minute left on this 5 minute. We're finding some buying pressure. Wanted to see that 15 go bullish too. There we go. Nice flip there. If this candle could close green up here, that would be great. Probably look to add to my long. But we'll see. We'll see. There we go. Nice. Nice little move right there. Beautiful. Right into another strong ask. So this would be where we could take profit if you're in multiple contracts. It's a good way to trade with Bookmap is to use from buying at the bid, selling to the ask. Selling the ask, buying the bid. Just following the order flow. Now, we don't really have much resistance to the upside right now on gold, and CVD has been trying to move higher, so I am going to hold this long position. I want to check where our point of control is trading at. Point of control did end up moving higher a little bit. 14 seconds left in the 5 minute. Really going to be a close one, guys. It could dump here. Yeah, it could dump here for this last minute. Look at that. Look at that. That's alright. That's why we gotta know how much our risk is, how much our reward is. It's a huge red flag.
Go either way.
Yeah, where's NQ at? Ooh, NQ. Yep, back to level of support, but we do have some selling pressure on our equities. So I'm gonna hold, I don't know, I think I might want to get out of gold here. I'm gonna hold gold for now and see if it holds this zone. My stop loss a few ticks away. It's pretty close. It probably will hit it. But I'm definitely more interested in ES and NQ right now. They are pretty range bound, which usually would show some type of strength should follow through on gold. So again, that's sort of why I'm holding gold right now, because of the weakness on ES and NQ. Oil, range bound, not touching it. Gold doing its best. You got it, gold. You got it. You got it. Just waiting on gold right there. Building some support under us on Bookmap on gold. We do have higher volume down here on our chart volume profile. Let's see, building some support. We do have positive deltas down here too, though. 15 minutes. Check how that 15 minute looks. I want the 15 minute to close somewhere over here. If the 15 minute could close somewhere over here, that would be crazy ideal. And that would require this 5 minute to close somewhere up there. Look at this, more support building on gold here. I'm not looking to add to this position though, because sellers have shown me that they aren't giving up just yet. Give me some good volume on this. I need this point of control to move higher up here. I like that price is moving higher, but I need volume to follow it too. With price moving in one direction and volume not giving it the follow through, it doesn't mean anything for me. See that? We're failing again off this 33.27 area. This is sort of, I'm thinking of getting out of this long position up here. But, there we go. Getting a little bit of momentum. I like the support we're building on Bookmap we see here. That's what I like. That's why I'm holding this long. Do we have any targets to the upside? Not really, too. So we might, I don't know, man. I don't know. The no targets to the upside, I can't tell if that's a green flag or red flag that we might have room to run. But we did take out previous day low. That was part of my trade plan. We're close to closing where I want on the 15 minute, but we have 2.5 minutes left on the 5 to get that candle closure. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to be moving my take profit up a little bit. We're just going to wait on gold here to see if it does want to continue higher. Volume's starting to pick up here too. It's looking okay right now, guys. Let's just be patient. Definitely be careful though. Up here, guys, we're going into some selling pressure. Come on, let's go. Let's just keep running gold. That's fine. That's A-okay with me. Because remember, I wanted that 15 to close somewhere up here. It's getting close, man. But we have 2 minutes left. That's plenty of time for it to sell off on me. Also plenty of time for it to pump. So we're just going to wait. They're starting to pull the support on gold, which is a little bit of a red flag. But look at this volatility, man. We're getting a nice move there. Minute 47 left. I almost want to take profit on gold right here because that was a pretty clean trade. But this momentum's pretty clean to the upside. I don't know if I want to cut this winner just yet. Look at that, guys. Go gold, go. Go gold, go. But because of how volatile everything has been lately, where are we at? What are we looking at on the daily right here? It's possible. It's possible. Okay. Okay, gold. All right. Killer, killer. Great first day back on, right? Right? We could take profit here if we wanted to. Pretty nice run. We don't really have a big seller sitting here just yet. So be a little patient on this. Wait for that 15 to close. Again, it could close in any direction. Right now I had a very nice entry, so I'm not really stressing on it. 15 minute. Waiting for that to close. A minute left on that 15 to close. And look at this, guys. If it could close bullish, that'd be crazy too. That is wild. If we get another like pump here, I'm probably going to get out into some strength. This is a crazy move on gold. Hope you guys were able to capitalize on that re-entry with me. Let's see. Probably going to look to take profit up here, man. Oh my goodness, it's still going. Wow, 33 right here. Pretty big level, 33, 15 minutes closing how I wanted it to. Almost 23 seconds left. Ooh, building a little support here on gold again. Are we gonna run again here on gold? Wow, guys. Damn, time frame analysis for the win, guys. Was looking at that 15, entering on the 5. Oh my god, gold, keep going. Keep going. Keep golden. Give me another pop. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. I'm all out of gold right there, guys. That is fantastic. Fantastic of a trade. Phenomenal, guys. Round of applause to you guys if you guys were in that with me. Where's that little soundboard thing? Hold up. Where is it? I got it. Beautiful.
Golf high fives all the way around.
Golf high fives, golf claps. On that note, minor announcement. I announced it earlier in the pre-market with a few of us in here, but as you guys know, I host a show on Benzinga on Wednesdays. That is Futures Fever. That is sponsored by Apex Trader Funding. I just got approved to host my own show on Benzinga on Thursdays, a midday market recap, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it's a show that I could do more often. Maybe not just Thursdays, but pretty cool stuff. I'm excited about it. We'll do I'm thinking for these shows what I'll do is I'll cover everything that happened during that week. So anything geopolitical that happened, anything news related that could be affecting the markets, and I'll also go over maybe some trade setups that I'm looking for on gold, on ES, on crude, on NASDAQ, things like that. But it'll be cool. It'll be fun. If you guys have any ideas of topics you'd want me to cover for some type of midday market recap, definitely let me know. I could also pull up like Benzinga Pro and look up for some scanners. So look at guys, gold is still going, man. That's amazing. Go gold, go gold, go. Alright, let's see. So gold, I'm out of gold. I do think it can still continue. At least this first DP 33, 38, 90. But it looks pretty solid. I would even want to target this volume profile. And the reason, guys, is because the volume profile was bullish. Remember, I pointed out that our volume profile had the B shape, right? Where it's low volume, high volume. With that, I'm sorry, P shape. With that being said, usually we gravitate towards the high volume shelves. So if we could buy some longs down here in demand, where we have low volume over here, that lines up perfectly, guys. Like, too perfectly. Very nice long trade right there. What are we looking at, Jeremy? What you got? Tell me what you got, what you really, really got.
This might flip into a bear flag and finish that gap fill.
Nice. Yo, check this out, man. ES, great rejection to the top of this range that I marked out to. So we used previous day high as a key level support, previous pre-market range as the highs. So we are in a nice little range here on ES and NQ. Does anybody think housing data at 10 a.m. Eastern will move the S&P? Sometimes. We'll have to see housing data. Pending home sales. It could. I don't. It's not. It's definitely obviously not going to give us any FOMC or CPI kind of move, but it could give us some type of volatility. Seeing how choppy we are right now going into it, there's a chance. It's 9:48 right now. Let's check our 15-minute time frame, 30-minute, hourly, 45, 90-minute, hour. Not seeing too much here. Very range bound right
Dude.
now.
Watch that volume profile right there. Liquidity just got grabbed.
Where you look at? Obviously, throws a screenshot. Which volume profile you looking at? Like a 5-minute or the daily's volume profile?
Hang on, let me get
Or the footprint?
the indicator up. The day volume there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, even if we put our volume profile up to where this range started, we have low volume down here. Same situation as gold, where we want to buy these low volume nodes and, you know, sell towards the highs. Trade the range, guys. Markets trade the range.
I went to screenshot it on Trade-O-Vate, and then it disappeared like it does sometimes. Like, damn it! Come on, throw me a freaking bone here.
Russia and Ukraine, they're still fighting. Come on, Trump. You stepped in real quick to bomb Iran. You don't wanna help little Ukraine out a little bit here. Call your buddy and tell him to chillax. Damn, gold, guys. What a beautiful trade on gold. Fantastic.
Best I could do is on QQQ, but I have to. It's not gonna look really nice. Hold on a second.
Got you. Guys, we do have a low volume shelf on gold coming up right over here near 39 to about 42. And this is where we're running into a little resistance.
You can see the edge in the gap. It's just that that looks like it wasn't new money coming in. It was like people covering that short. Crazy though. It's just all of a sudden it got a big spike.
Yeah.
Best I can do is show this. You'll see it's right on the edge there. You see that 2 candles to the left there, that hammer? That wick soaked right into that volume profile, and then it just got bought like crazy.
Nice. Let's see.
I don't think they're going to do it again, though. I think they did let it break into a bear flag. Let it melt. That gap would take us to 541 even on QQQ if they let it fall here.
All right, guys. Let's see. Gold rejecting up here. Quick little screen grab of that.
Let it slide.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Something else that helps me with this gold long, guys, I've been sort of mentioning recently how I use the dollar, but I don't really use the dollar to inverse gold entirely. But but I just look for the sentiment of the dollar, right? Overall, has the dollar been moving higher, has it been moving lower? And I didn't even look at it today, but I knew in general the past few days, for the past few weeks I've been watching the dollar, we've been hitting 2-year lows. Market sentiment on the dollar has been very bearish, which usually can lead to good support on gold.
All right. Back to the stupid line. They didn't push the gap.
You
So I
mean
guess
we're either going up or we're going
it
down?
looked like covering at first, and then all of a sudden it flipped to buyers again. There's got to be a POC there somewhere. I haven't looked at TPO yet. Yeah, it lines up with yesterday's TPO.
Good morning, YouTube. Metrical. Gold continuing higher. I heard somewhere this morning that platinum was doing real well lately. Let's take a look at platinum on the daily. Wow, look at that, guys. Platinum on the daily, no joke, has been doing pretty well.
Platinum kicks ass.
You trade platinum?
I watch it because I'll trade a lot of other metals related.
Yeah.
I don't trade platinum directly.
Do you trade it indirectly?
Just related stuff.
Yeah, I trade gold.
Yeah, gold's the easier trade.
Depends who you ask.
True.
Got a nice demand zone here on platinum. That also would have helped us with our bull buys, that platinum was in demand and gold was also in demand, right? Both of them being metals, both of them tending to trend together. It's what we look for. Guys, you guys want, so obviously I know my videos, YouTube, Instagram, all of them, they're usually news related, going over some type of news aspect, what's going on in the economy, economic, geopolitical data, information, updating, things of that nature. Do you guys want me to do like a short trade review? Where I like do like a review over like I'll do like a market AI where it's like sentiment analysis on gold was bullish today because we had our geopolitical risk and dollar weakness. So I was able to look at gold and find a demand zone. We found some buying pressure and blah 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 blah. That way you guys get a little bit of an understanding, a bit more in depth of like my thought process that went into this trade that I was able to find and figure out. I think that would be pretty cool. And guys, you could get 10% off of Market AI for the first year when you use, even if you do monthly, get 10% off each month. Use discount code Bullishbrs. Let's see, what are markets doing? Gold's rejecting that area.
Like we're reaching for that half back again anyway. That's 543 on QQQ.
Let's see NASDAQ. Let's see where we at. Oh man, ES did give us another entry down here on the longs at the bottom of the range, but we do have news in about a minute and a half, guys, right? We have our pending home sales.
Yeah, if it's any indication to look at the Florida market.
That's funny.
Dear God. Oh, that's terrible down there.
Yeah, Florida. Who the hell's talking about Florida?
Right.
I'm just kidding.
That's just that inventory is just gluttonous, basically. There's too much supply and not enough demand. Prices are flopping, and people who, chased rising property values got sucked into a bad deal and high interest.
Yeah.
All right, one step. Just broke 543.
2-1.
Yeah. 54316. There we go. Now we're gonna push 2-1. I'll see if I can screen grab 54321.
Let's see.
Nope, I got 2-2. Damn.
China condemned U.S. for the strikes in Iran, and that's a big deal.
Missed it by a penny. Damn it. Go, baby, go. It looks like they were sucking the shorts in on that gap fill. And then a liquidity grabbed it just one standard below that support level, and just freaking buyers rushed in.
Yep, check that out, guys. That volume profile, man, very helpful. Very helpful. If you have trouble trying to find the range, or you find that you're buying the wrong times and you buy and it gets choppy, volume profile will help you guys. Make sure you're not buying or selling within the big areas of volume. You want to buy the lows, sell the highs, no matter, even if we're trending. We'll see that we're trending and we'll get that on gold, right? And then our entries are points where there's low volume. Wow.
If everything looks like range trading to you, you'll never miss a trend.
Yep.
Kind of the way to be, because like a lot of people sit on the sidelines waiting to short a bull trend, thinking, oh, this is going to reverse, I'm going to get all this range back, and it just keeps running away from them all day, and they keep trying to short the top and getting spanked.
Yeah.
But if you treat everything like a range day, and you look at those volume profiles and just trade between the ranges, well, even in a trend, you're like, oh, okay, well, if this is bullish, I'll just keep buying the lows and selling the highs, rinse, repeat. You can scalp it the whole way up.
Yeah.
Takes a while to get to that kind of mentality, but once you realize that everything is just a trend, trends can go up, down, or sideways. Life gets easier.
Yep. Guys, look how choppy oil has been, right? And this has been a very great example of just knowing when to not trade a market. We tried one short on oil over here, and it stopped me out. And because I understood that, okay, well, it stopped me out. Clearly, we're not rejecting this area of resistance. We're not pushing lower. I also don't think we're pushing higher. We haven't broken out of the range, so I'm not going to take any more trades. I took that one loss, said, okay, let's find our next trade. What happened? It's continued to chop. So it's not like, oh man, I can't believe I got stopped out of oil over here, and then it continued and went in my direction. Not even. It's been very choppy price action. Do not expect continuation if price is not giving us continuation. Yo, Bookmap is having a pretty big sale. I think 50% off the first 3 months of Global Plus. And 10% off of data for 3 months of data. Single NASDAQ stocks or futures. Okay, that's cool. They emailed me. I just gotta figure out how to get that link connected to our Bullishbrs. Alrighty, let's see. Gold, we're done with. I'm done for the day on that gold trade. Was very good, very great trade. Other than that, really just waiting to see ES and NQ. We were looking to buy and sell the highs, right? Sell the highs, buy the lows. That would have worked out just fine on ES as well. I understand why. Is Nathan in voice chat here today? Oh, he's not. How do you get volume on the side? Uncle Rico, this is the volume profile. So basically, I'll delete it for now. You come over to the left-hand side where all your tools are. And not the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth one down, the one that usually has the long position tool showing. You're going to click it, and you're going to come down to where it says Anchored Volume Profile. You're going to click that one. And then you're going to, wherever you press now, is where that anchored volume profile is anchored and where it starts. So if I wanted to start it today at yesterday at 6 p.m. Eastern, that's when the futures market opens, I would click right here, because looking at the bottom over here, this is our 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to click it. It doesn't matter if I click it down here, click it up here, because all it does is it measures price and volume according to price. So right now, again, this is a P shape. We have low volume to the downside, higher volume to the upside. We look to buy the lows, get out at the highs. This is a bullish formation. If you wanted, what you could do is you could drag it around and you could use it wherever you plan on using it. Let's say we were looking at the daily here, that's fine. But let's say we wanted to look out at a higher time frame, like a 45-minute. So instead of looking at a daily, I might want to mark it on, let's say, the weekly, when Sunday opened, right? Which would be Monday. So Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be right down over here. Now I see, okay, well, here's my volume profile for this whole weekly. And I see that we have a very low volume shelf near 6,100 towards 6,080. So this might be an area that price might want to retest at some point, but because it's on the weekly, I don't know if we don't want to retest it in the next few days, in the next few weeks, so it wouldn't be as relevant. But this is just a way that you could use volume profile to sort of analyze the weekly, the daily, even lower time frames. Like if we were here on the 5-minute again, and let's say I wanted to see the New York session volume profile, then I would put it on our 9:30 candle. And this is our New York session volume profile. Again, same situation. Right now we're at low volume, but it does seem to be trying to pick up here. So I wouldn't look to go short in this low volume anymore as volume is starting to rise. But because of the low volume to the downside, that would give me a good reason to execute longs down there. Plus there's VWAP holding as support too. So just a few ways you could use the volume profile.
Damn, dude, SMCI is at 48.
Yeah.
Keep rolling. If it breaks out of $50, man, that thing's gonna fly.
SMCI. Let's see. Got a pretty good area of resistance from this 50 to like 52. I'd be careful that if we break 50, a lot of people don't go long just because we break 50 and then we pull back towards 45. So if anything, that's what I would look for on SMCI. Because look, we also have this trend line. So we're squeezing here on the daily for it to push higher. And it's coming into earnings is in, oh, well, that's in August. We'll see.
I think it's ramping up towards earnings, and then earnings will probably break either high or low of a consolidation.
Exactly.
Right in that range.
exactly. Like right now I see could possibly see if we break this 50, retest near 45, create a higher low somewhere over here, and then continue higher and take this higher low as our entry to go long on SMCI. Maybe swing trade some options, swing trade some stock, whatever the case may be. Gold, platinum came down to support and held again. Gold finding some support and looking like, look at how gold's trying to find support, also has some resistance at 33.36, looking like it wants to squeeze higher. Platinum popping. See if gold wants to follow through. Dollar's weak. Nothing new there, guys. Pretty good stuff today. Great trading day today, guys. This one trade on gold, boom. I think I took a small loss on gold over here because I was trying to get in these longs over here and I didn't wait for that 5 to close. Re-entered down here. Once I saw those buyers step in on the bid on Bookmap, right over here, this is that aggressive buyer. That's where I wanted to try to take those longs. And, yeah. My entry ended up being like 24. It's right over here. Exited around 34. So 24 to 34. And I got out 35. I want to find a good screenshot because I'll do a quick mock-up of this trade review.
I'm taking a look into natural gas.
I'll give you some natural gas.
I've got plenty to spare.
Yeah. Well, just that nuclear is going to take so long to get up and running that natural gas is kind of the bridge for supplying all the infrastructure that's going to be required for all the quantum computing and the AI revolution and all that stuff. All the server farms are going to be just sucking the electrical grid dry in the United States. So natural gas is about the only thing you can just switch on and start producing power with. So it's a pretty obvious choice that natural gas would be in high demand, but the natural gas itself, I mean, as a commodity, isn't really going to do much for price, but the infrastructure involved will be. So like your power plants and stuff like that, the people who can actually make margin on it.
Yep.
Mom's all squared away.
Yeah, she's much better today, thank you. It's crazy,
That was
man.
fast.
Yeah, yesterday was tough. Day before, it was the day before and yesterday. Yesterday was a little better, but the day of, oof.
Yeah, that's.
But they put her cast on too tight and it was like pinching a nerve and they wouldn't listen to her, so we ended up going to the walk-in and they popped it open for her and gave her some relief. God forbid anybody just listened, right?
That's the thing. There's a lot of I guess you call them medical practitioners these days who just don't listen.
Dude, I know. I think there's a lot more that don't than do.
Yeah. It's like you're stupid. You don't have an idea what's going on with you. We know best.
Yeah. Yeah, we know what you're feeling in your body.
Every time I've run into a doctor who acts like that, I just say bye. I'll find
Bye.
another one.
Bye. Alright, let's see.
Y'all are a dime a dozen these days.
Oil, oil, oil. No touch zone on oil still. Guys, look how choppy oil has been. That is some awful price action. Gold has been nice to us, almost creating a higher low. Almost looks like a inverse head and shoulders here, guys, for all my head and shoulder pattern traders. Where shoulder, head, shoulder. Now we just got to get our way up to that knees and toes. I know, I'm funny.
2 years ago, I ran into a cardiologist who was trying to get me to, go for a pacemaker because
Really?
I was having palpitations and tachycardia, which I strongly believe were just symptoms of long COVID. So I started self-treating. Anytime I'd have an issue, I just grab a little bit of salt and water, and I'd be fine in minutes.
Wow. That's crazy.
So I said, I'm going to go see a different cardiologist and get a second opinion. And the next guy I found, he's like, yeah, you're fine. As long as you're able to control it with, salt and water, absolutely. Do whatever you think is right. Listen to your body. It's yours, not theirs. Like, I like you. So,
Yeah. Gotta stick with that doctor.
yeah. I mean, most surgeons, they want to sell cutting,
Yep.
If you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Boom, look at gold, man. Gold's looking like it's flying right here. Something that really helped with my long trade on gold here too, guys, was that previous day low that got swept. As soon as we swept that and we started to double bottom down there, that was also another huge green flag for the long trade. Awesome. Yeah, I'll do like a 20-second rundown of that. See how long it just took me to come up with a 20-second rundown of that?
Right.
Screenshot this, screenshot this, screenshot that. It's
More
way
than
too
20
few,
seconds.
guys. Yeah, it definitely took me more than 20 seconds. I didn't even record it. I was just for the screenshot. So guys, look, this is why I said be careful near these longs up here on ES, right? We have low volume up here, but it's starting to pick up the more and more we trade up here. The longer that price trades at the same level, the more volume gets to accumulate at that price level.
Was there a reaction to the 3,000 cars that were dumped in the ocean?
Huh?
I saw that on the electric cars, right?
I didn't get models or makes or anything like that. I just saw the headline 3,000 into, was it National Water somewhere? So
Jeez.
folks
Nikes.
think-
Yeah. Wow. I saw a headline that said electric cars. That's why I said that, but maybe they didn't announce it. New vehicles. It's crazy. It's not immediately clear if any of the cars were removed before it sank. Thanks.
How the hell are they going to remove them in the middle of the ocean?
Right? Alright, let's see. Among the cars, there were about 70 fully electric and 680 hybrid vehicles. A large plunge of smoke was initially seen at the ship's stern, coming from the deck loaded with electric vehicles. Oh, so maybe they're saying the electric vehicles is what caused the explosion or something.
Hot fire, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen a lithium-ion battery fire, but they burn hot.
No, I can't say I personally have seen one. Jeremy, what are you doing on your weekends?
Well, I fly RC planes, electric ones, so
Oh, okay.
I've seen what they do when you crash them hard enough.
Ozzy is saying, what do you think about Ozzy? Sorry if I'm just seeing your message. 6172 ES short. 6172. It looks okay. I got a key level at 6172.50, so it looks alright. I would be a little patient on it. Let's see, 6172. We do have those passive sellers sitting there. I would maybe wait for the reaction because right near these highs, a lot of people are going to try to take those breakout trades. However, right, maybe we want to fail and move lower. I'd be careful with it. Maybe a 2-point stop loss, and I would wait for a reaction first.
QQQ is threatening a breakout here, but all of a sudden it's stopped. Dead center in middle of momentum.
Yeah, QQQ's is NASDAQ at least is in a very strong area of resistance on NQ up here. We have a blue zone I marked out. It's like pre-market highs. This is where we consolidate around 22,560 to about 22,580, about a 20-point range. But every time price gets in there, sellers do step in. So that's why I've been staying away from ES and NQ today, guys. They're very range bound. ES finding support, NASDAQ finding some resistance. That is a no trade zone. Yo, you got it, man. You got it, Oz. Appreciate you, bro. Always, always. What time is it? It is 10:20. I'm hungry. Markets are lame. They're lame, but they gave us a beautiful trade on gold. So I ain't complaining. Jeremy, what's going on with you and Tuttle Capital lately? Anything new? You and the Tut. King Tut. Yo, you gotta call him King Tut. Is he still here? Yeah, he's still here. Alright, there's that 72 that Ozzy was asking about. We'll see how we react. There's 72.50. Definitely want to be a little careful here because our CVD just spiked. So let's just wait a second.
Sorry, I had to step out for a second. What was up?
Oh no, I was saying anything new with you and Tuttle Capital? And then I called him King Tut.
Yesterday in a newsletter, he did go public with something. Let me pull it up. I've always got to be careful, like, what I say and what I don't say.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I've really been having to bite my tongue lately.
Yeah.
My life. Alright, there's a little bit of a rejection off the 72 here, Ozzy. So if I was confident in a short up here, I would take the short right here, stop loss at the high we just made. I'm personally not confident in the shorts. The CVD spiked too hard with the CVD made a new high today as well. We could check on VIX too. VIX is also moving lower, so I really wouldn't look to take any shorts at this point. That's just my 2 cents. What do I know?
So I don't know if you've read into the heat formula.
The heat formula?
So it stands for hedges, edges, asymmetry.
And wedgies. Oh.
Essentially, it's kind of a formula to be able to mitigate your risk while maintaining growth positions. And hedges are kind of the way to go with being sure that you don't lose, but asymmetry is also a little better, where if you take an asymmetric risk, it's if you're right, you make a lot. If you're wrong, you lose a little. So it's just kind of a way to build not just your portfolio for buy and hold type stuff, but for short-term investments, swing trading, basically being a trader while you're also being an investor. And the T stands for themes. So like always paying attention to what's thematically happening in the market space. Currently, we're looking at energy. We're looking at, stable coins and all that stuff kind of rearing its head. And then you got NVIDIA stepping into like selling cloud service. I mean, it's nuts out there. And if you're not like one step ahead of the theme, you'll be along with the crowd chasing it after it's already happened. So staying ahead of themes is kind of an edge, really. I mean, you're really going to be ahead of things in a way that is, dare I say, you're ahead of Wall Street when you do that. It's like if you look back on the watch list when Matt and I were doing the watch list on the Bullishbrs YouTube channel, we were like 6 weeks ahead of the nuclear theme before everybody jumped in. We were probably about a month ahead of the natural gas theme before everybody jumped in. Before that, we were about 3 weeks ahead of the whole weight loss drug theme. I mean, it's just
you didn't wait on that one.
Huh?
You didn't wait on that one.
No, it was. Come on,
you didn't get it? I said you didn't wait.
Yeah. But I mean, like we were talking about it before most people were, and it's just, I mean, you get into technical analysis enough and the chart will tell you everything you need to know, but like if you are into what's happening currently in the market and then you overlay your technical analysis, you can kind of build yourself a really strong basis. So you go and look at the chart and like, okay, well, yeah, this is due for a breakout. We've got a catalyst, put it together. Where's the target? And 9 times out of 10, you're right, which is phenomenal. So when you're holding like a 92% accuracy average over, a little over a year, combining technical analysis and thematic insight, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
So putting that through a branding right now is what the final step is in this, and then we're more or less forming a research firm.
Nice.
So that's being careful with things I can't say. That's more or less what it comes down to.
Cool. Yo, Kyle. Yeah, nice, Kyle. Kyle, are you in this long? No way. I wouldn't have taken that long. I wouldn't have had the cojones to take this long entry off of this 29. You know what I gotta start doing with Bookmap a little more? When you like really pinch, so you see how right now the screen is more pinched and it's seeing these price levels combined a bit more. When you zoom it out by price level, it gives you a more accurate, in-depth by tick of each price level, and it did show that there was a pretty big bid sitting at 33.29 that last filled, and once we started to hold that one, that would have been a possible nice long entry looking to get back above this 33.30. There's a retest 33.29.50, that would have been another entry too. Yeah, I do think gold price action wise is telling me that we might not hold. Gold volume wise, Bookmap tells me we should hold. So right now I would sort of be patient. I'm not a big fan of it. Oh, you said you are in with a tight stop. Nice, man. Good stuff. Good luck on that. Definitely a bit leaning more bullish on the bias overall when it comes to gold. I would just be a little concerned that we haven't been seeing that bullish. Is a volume play? Nice, man. Be careful. Be careful. Not much support building up under us. We saw earlier when we found buying pressure, a lot of yellow built below us. So this might be a stop at price action signaling bearish, volume signaling bullish. Very tough point.
All right, Kinder Morgan, are you going to break out and push 28, or are you going to fall over? Not 28, 29. Again, I'm looking at natural gas infrastructure.
Nice. Yeah, there goes gold. I'd be careful on that. Just sort of wait. And don't forget, Who's that, Kyle? Kyle, if you're in good profits, I know last week you said you were at your monthly goal, unless that was weeks ago and that was last month. But I think you should be done for the day. I think it was last week.
I gotta bail here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. You're Gucci, man. Guys, I'm probably going to wrap up the stream in like 10:15-ish. Stop small loss. Still green on the day. Good job, Kyle. Gotta monitor those losses. Keep them losses way smaller than our wins. Oil finally breaking up higher. There goes ES and NQ2. Glad we didn't take those shorts. Possibly could have took that 72 retest. No, really didn't give us a good opportunity for that 72 retest. 71.50. But meh. 72.50, I should say.
All right, NQ loaded up. Let's see if it breaks.
Oh, it's trying, man. It still hasn't. That's a tough point.
Yeah, it's right like in the middle of the range, wound up tighter than I've seen it in a long time. Let's see, we need to break 22,574 to go north. That target is first 22,585, second 22,594. And if it fails, it will likely give half back and drop to about 22,548. So this is waiting for a break for a quick move.
Yep.
This is one of those moments where you wait for the break. Don't try to get in on the setup. Don't try to edge a penny or two or whatever, 5 or 6 ticks. You want the breakout. There she goes. See ya.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be
82's enough. 84 is still on the table though.
Yep. Yeah, no, well, once at this point, if we are breaking out of this range, we'll probably see a trend at this point. Make our way towards 642. But that's if we could break higher and hold higher. Big ol' ifs on that.
Yeah, the Globex is 22,585 exactly.
Nice. Yeah, 585, very strong level on book map.
582 would be the fib. And if we can break above 582, we got just a ladder up the chain. 84, 88, 92, and 95.
Are we calling football play right now? There we go.
See ya. 95. Thank you very much. I'm out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. See that, guys? We were done with gold. Gold started to range, and then ES and NQ started to trend a bit. Now again, there's no confluence with them. There's no divergence with them. But we have to understand how markets work. We have to understand how institutions invest. We have to understand how different commodities might impact others, right? Now, when people have bearish sentiment on something like equities or bearish sentiment, or there's worrisome on the economy, then usually gold's a bit more stronger. If tech is stronger, or we're looking at large caps are stronger, then we'd want to see ES and NQ give us that trend and possibly see a range on something like gold, because if stocks have a lot of strength, there's a good chance those institutions are pulling money out of gold. This was a nice scalp. I'm glad I got out where I got out. This thing is just choppy at the moment. I wouldn't look to take shorts down here because now we're back within that demand zone.
I don't understand the half back to 68. I thought the session high was at 84.
Damn. All right.
Jeremy.
I gotta get going.
All right.
Wait, what now? The half back on
that's all right. That's all right. Nah, we can catch that later. Oh,
on which equity or which chart?
Well, I was on NQ, right? And you're saying the halfback was at 68, and I had session high at 84, so I didn't have anything above 84.
Gotcha. Well, the halfback would have been down. So if that range that was consolidating at just before 10:30 there were to break south, the bear target for halfback was let me see here. I guess at 528.
Yeah, I got like 530 for fib for the 50%
Yeah.
high to low.
Yeah, mine's at 510. I still haven't moved my fib yet from that last move. So 510 was my halfback for the session, but not for
Right.
that move since, was that 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., somewhere in there?
Yeah, it would have been the halfback of the move from like what 950 on up to that consolidation point at like 10:30.
Roger that. Same time frame I was on Central there. Yeah, okay, I see that.
And if you look at the like the 15-minute halfback is all the way down there at like 22,500. So
SPY broke all-time highs. Did SPY make an all-time high? Did we? I
Yeah,
would be
it's-
surprised. Did it just, is that what it just was?
yeah, it blasted the Globex and all-time new high.
Wow.
Or new all-time high.
That's amazing. I don't like that futures aren't at all-time highs, but I don't have SPY at all-time highs at the moment. Why do I have SPY all-time high 61.13
Uh,
from
question.
February 19th? Could you check your February 19th?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
In retrospect, I was bullish on ESN and Q, so going long on GC is foolish. So no, not really, Kyle. That's also sort of what I meant in that they don't inverse each other or correlate with each other either, right? They both could be bullish at the same time. And it's not always because, if they're bullish on stocks, they have to be bearish on gold. But if there's some type of geopolitical aspect that's having an impact on gold, like the Iran and Israel situation, conflict, that's going to affect gold differently than it's going to affect the stock market. The stock market, not to say they don't really care about that conflict, but gold's going to have a much greater impact because gold is the heavily weighted commodity across the world. Our New York session, our stock market, S&P 500, NASDAQ, that's not normally worldly traded like something like gold.
All right, if you look at the 4-hour chart, previous all-time high for SPY 609.59, and current one 610.58. So yeah, new all-time high.
That's weird. Yeah, but what's your date from the all-time high? Because my date at an all-time high on SPY is from February 19th, Wednesday.
Let's see here. That would have been, February 19th
That's interesting.
at about 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yep. All right. Alrighty, very interesting. Good stuff. Good
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah, I want to get to that point.
Yep. We blew out the fib. We're looking at consolidation. SPY short-term target. It doesn't take much to give this momentum and blast to like 620.
Nice.
But that's, like I said, when markets are all the way up like this, it's, risk keeps piling on higher and higher. Even though there's still optimism in the market, just be ready to, take profit on the way up. Don't sit there and FOMO it until it turns into a loss.
Yep. This might be where NASDAQ holds. I'd want to see NASDAQ hold the 70 right here to move higher. If it fails, that we might stay range bound for the rest of the day. Again.
And I've been saying it for probably 6 or 8 weeks now that the data just didn't support the doomers. There's so many out there saying the sky's falling, and they've been wrong this whole time. And they all come out and rally anytime we have a pullback. See, I told you so. It's gonna fall.
That's
dude.
funny. Oh,
Pullbacks
yeah,
happen.
Jeremy, while you're here, real quick question. Are you around tomorrow to do a little bit of a live stream in the morning from whenever it's, I know you get off around 10:30, 9 to 10:30 or something?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Awesome. Thank you, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
Been a few weeks since I've been able to do a live stream, so yeah, this will work.
Nice. Awesome, man. Thank you, I appreciate it.
No worries, I'll be around.
Cool. So guys, tomorrow J-Man's gonna cover They want, because I told you guys earlier, they approved my show for Benzinga. They just want me to cover tomorrow and Monday a bit with Ryan, their main host, on their regular stream, just to sort of give me the ins and outs of it. But that'll be pretty cool. That'll be fun.
Very cool.
The
Right on, man.
Bullishbrs
Well,
segment.
I'm pushing the edge. I gotta get basically I just
Oh,
gotta get out and grab a snack real quick because we go live at 11:30, but I got some pre stuff to do between 11 and 11:30.
I'll get on out of here.
So I have to
Hey,
eat
thanks.
something so I'm not all weird and shaky.
Thanks for going back over that again.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you guys
Jeremy.
tomorrow.
Be good, man. Thank you.
You too.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap the stream up in about 5 minutes here. We had a nice move on ES. We saw ES had more strength today while NASDAQ was running into that resistance zone. Now, I wouldn't really be looking for longs up here at these highs anymore. I'd really be patient because we don't know when we're going to pull back or where we're going to pull back to. And if we're looking at our volume profile in the RTH, we have a low volume node at 6176. Yo, OLAR, man, appreciate you for pointing that out, dude. Real homie on that. Guys, if you're on YouTube, don't forget, share. Tell your friends, come join us on the live streams here at Bullishbrs. The more the merrier. Always good to trade with the community, trade with other traders. Gives you a different outlook on what you might be missing out. Maybe there's a trader using a different strategy that clicks really well for you, and you might have not even known about it yet. But whatever the case may be, when you trade with the community, you get better insight, you get different insight, and it gives you a good opportunity. Gold range bound, not looking for gold anymore. Oil was starting to trend over here. Remember guys, I mentioned oil. Oh, oil did break previous day high. I wanted to see if oil could break previous day low and get back to previous day high, but it didn't. I guess if we were watching oil this whole time, this fair value gap would have been our retest entry right there, but we weren't. Yep, crude oil on the move, man. Yes, sir. That's funny, Rob's not even in here. All right. Let's see. Alright, YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like button. I do appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe. We'll probably not be live tomorrow, but we'll be back next week. Jay, that's really funny. You'll never grow as a person if you don't leave your comfort zone. That's the market telling us to not have a stop loss. Alright, pretty consolidated up here. We are in resistance on NASDAQ, failing this breakout, and weighted index is also pulling back. I'd probably look to see if we get a pullback on NQ here and the weighted index and find some support and create a higher low. Same with ES, see if we can pull back towards this 6176 area and find some support. So, that's all I got crack-a-lacking right now, ladies and gentlemen. We could take a look, see if there are any new headlines. Brazil, Brazil, Brazil. Russia, treasury yields fall. Where'd that go? Treasury yields fall as data shows people staying longer out at work. Russian ruble, Forex dollar drops to the lowest since 2021 after Euro sterling. Nothing too major that would affect the markets we're trading right now, guys. Alright, there's that 71.77, 71.76 area on ES trying to hold. Good stuff, YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Hope you're all doing well today. Happy Thursday. A few more minutes and we'll see what's cooking. Check our hourly. And guys, remember, if you're ever curious or you're ever unsure of what direction markets are moving in, when in doubt, zoom out. And that means look at some higher time frames. That means zoom out on the chart so you could see more candles. You could see more market structure. This gives you the upper hand. Because the people that are stuck on the 5-minute trying to chase every breakout, they end up getting in a lot of poor trades. Brazil's PPSA expects to hold auctions for 100 million barrels of oil in 2026. not giving us much of an impact. We did take out previous day high. Looks good on oil for a little continuation. So there's that pullback on the weighted index. Same with that pullback on NQ. All right, traders and haters and motivators. I hope you guys all had a great trading session this morning. Hope you guys were able to capitalize on some nice moves. ES did finally give us a move off of the support zone. We had that range on ES with the low volume to the downside. What else we got? Nasdaq's pretty range bound. And of course, I gave you guys that beautiful gold trade earlier. It was a really nice trade on gold. Even with one contract, 11 points. Really great profit. It's over $1,000 in one contract. It's a very good move. And it was a very tight stop loss, 2 points. Risked 200 to make 1,100, right? Now I got out for about, I think it was 1,050. So it took over the small loss I took over here and the small loss I took on oil. And now I'm in profit of $700 because I was able to have one winner, 2 losses. That's a 30% win rate, but still profitable on the day. That is huge. That is huge. Stress-free trading. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Don't forget, if you do need a trading journal, I have a free one on my website. Go to Trading Pioneers. Come over to tradingpioneers.net. You're going to click resources. From there, you're going to slide down to Trading Journal and click download, and that will download a free PDF for you. You could type it. You type in it because it's a doc. You could print it if you want, whatever you want. I also have some other tools. I got to get Market AI up here as well. But Bookmap, Edgeful, Trading View, Apex, whole lot of good stuff for you guys. Got a shop, some shirts and whatnot. Define your future. And yeah, good stuff today, guys. Great stuff. Just great execution, great patience, good analysis. Good work, everyone. All right, later, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care, Kev.
Take care, man. I'm probably going to hop on... No, I might... No, I'm probably not going to hop on tomorrow's Friday, guys. But I told you guys I do have to cover on the Benzinga over there. So I'm going to be live on Benzinga from 9 to about 11. And then, what's it called? But I'll try to send a screenshot before 9 of what I'm looking at on ES, NQ, maybe gold as well. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.